Hi everyone, welcome to the CBoom Show. I'm your host Chris. You all remember Peter from the NFL segment and Alex from Road to a Million. Welcome guys, thanks for joining me today.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Glad to be here.
Here we go everybody. So, as you guys can see, it's going to be a little bit of a different setup going forward. We're going to talk about everything and anything. But here we go, let's start things off with hockey. NHL, what's happening in the world today?
The Leafs suck.
They do. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Right now, there's a couple crazy games going on.
They're hanging on. Their defense is not there, and I'm worried. And even if they make the playoffs, it's bad.
It's going to be tough this year for them, that's for sure. Coming up on Thursday, though, you've got three key games you want to look at. You've got Pittsburgh at Toronto. As Peter was mentioning, Toronto, there is no hope in this game. You want to take Pittsburgh by 2, is my opinion, strong in that. You can also take the over. Over's going to be set at 6. Take the over.
I like that one.
It's going to be amazing. The next key game there, Montreal at Washington. Washington's at home. Great game to take by 2. I can't wait. It's going to be huge.
Samsonov's a great goalie. I mean, I've picked him up here and there in fantasy, and he's done really well. Like, his GAA is amazing. And, yeah, he's 16-4-1 for a backup. I wish we had that in the Leafs.
Here we go. And then the last game, this is going to surprise you. You've got Florida at LA. This could be a potential shootout. However, I like Florida to win, but I like this to go a little bit wild with a shootout as well.
Well, LA Kings are starting Jonathan Quick, and he's 12, 22, and 3. So, do the math.
Here we go.
What I like about these NHL picks is the Toronto game, really. Toronto's a team that chokes a lot. Might even be a good game to live bet on. Take a look at it. If they get ahead a little bit in the beginning, you know they're not going to hold up any kind of lead.
As I always say, cue the meltdown.
Exactly, right? So
There you go.
if you see them get ahead in the game, you might want to take the other team, live bet it, because the odds will be really good. And we know they're going to come back.
Yeah, it's very exciting, that's for sure. So live betting, it's definitely a way to go. The next sport, let's take a quick look at the NBA. We just had All-Star Weekend. It was amazing. The dunk contest, unbelievable. Some say some robbery, some say not. Personally, I say robbery. However, it was a beautiful NBA All-Star Weekend. You could say lots of ceremonies to look forward to coming up. And yeah.
Hey, I'm not a big basketball guy, but sorry, Kobe and his daughter, man. That was a tragedy. Tragedy for the game.
Absolutely horrible.
But you know what? When it comes down to the All-Star games and whatnot, no one's taking that as a serious game. That's a game where people are watching for everyone to get as many dunks, three-pointers. Like, they're Harlem, might as well call the Harlem Globetrotters out to do tricks.
No, they had a new format this year.
It was a new format.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
Everybody loved it, and people were excited about it.
Every quarter mattered.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
Unbelievable.
I'm not a big basketball guy. I didn't even watch, but Twitter lit up.
When you go home tonight, you go and watch that. It was unreal.
Because the whole thing is, I'm going to watch all the guys play. You know, like it's great.
No, they've made it a lot more interesting. These guys
you need to go watch that. And the dunk contest, robbery, unbelievable robbery. I just can't. I don't even know what to say.
That was on Twitter too, by the way. The robbery.
Now that being said, also some key games on Thursday. Feel free to parlay it with your hockey. You've got Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit's coming in plus 13. Now, after such a break, to cover that spread, Milwaukee's going to cover that all day. The next game, you've got Miami at Atlanta. Atlanta's plus 5.5. This is a great game for Atlanta plus 5.5. I love it.
I have no idea. I don't watch basketball. 2
more quick ones. Here we go, guys. We've got Charlotte at Chicago. Chicago's coming in plus 5. You want to take Charlotte in this? You can also take the under in this game. The over-under is going to be posted approximately 210, 212. It's going to be a low-scoring game here. And the last game, you've got Brooklyn at Philly. I love it. Personally, I love this game. I'm going to watch the game. Brooklyn's coming in plus 8.5. Unbelievable. It's going to be so close. Personally, I think they're going to cover. It's a bit of a risk, but I like Brooklyn in this game.
Wasn't Brooklyn the team that beat the Raptors streak? Snapped it?
Someone was going to do it.
So that was the team, right? So at least you took them. That's what I heard. I don't know. I don't watch basketball.
Thanks, Peter.
I hear things, though.
Okay, so that being said with basketball, one thing I want to mention with Major League Baseball. Preseason this weekend. Jays, Yankees, here we go. New York. I'm excited.
I have a question about Major League Baseball. With the Houston Astros.
Oh,
scam.
I was waiting. Thank you for asking. Continue, please.
Is that World Series legit?
Oh my God, no, it is not. Thank you for asking, Peter. No, it's not. Unbelievable.
The commissioner of
Great
baseball
question.
got up there and said,
They got
yeah,
what was
they
it?
cheated, but
They were
they're okay.
Each player was infused, I believe. What's the word? It starts with an I.
Injected.
No.
So
With what?
basically what happened was
I know what
they
happened.
were beating a garbage can. Well, maybe the viewers don't.
Yeah, explain what happened here.
So they were beating a garbage can for sign stealing, and I don't even watch a lot of baseball, but sign stealing apparently is a big thing. So they're beating a garbage can or a drum or something.
It's a little bit
To
more
give-
than that.
All right, you
Well,
tell it.
then
Stephen.
tell us.
Oh,
Tell
no,
us.
continue.
So and to give so they knew someone was recording something like New England does in Cincinnati and stuff.
Oh, so they
No,
were
no,
reporting
absolutely not.
they were reporting the hand signs.
What happened was, at that level of sport, it's completely unacceptable. It's a very serious thing. I don't take it lightly personally as a fan, and it's very offensive. Houston Astros, the name is now torched, ruined, and that meant nothing, absolutely nothing.
And every player.
And every single player. So what happened was, it was definite signals of what the play was going to be, what the pitch was going to be, where to go, when to go, how to hit, what's going on.
Yeah.
So at that level, when you know what kind of pitch is coming in, this, that, the other,
The hitter is going to know a curveball's coming in
It's-
or a sinker
at that
or
point,
a fastball.
At that point, you've tarnished your name. I'm sorry, Houston Astros, bunch of losers.
But should they
Wow.
lose the World Series?
Yes.
And I agree, because here's the thing.
However,
Aaron Judge, that year actually, Aaron Judge got robbed of his MVP.
Here's the thing, though.
However, though,
Go
the
ahead.
precedent is to not strip the team of the win. Wasn't it
1919 or 1918, the Black Sox.
Yeah.
Didn't they get stripped?
I don't think they got stripped.
So we're gonna have to ask Google. Stay tuned. You'll see that.
We should ask Google about that, because I think the Black Sox did not win the World Series that year.
I think it's something like that happened. Yeah.
And if
Well,
they
then
did,
then
then it's
that's the
shenanigans.
But I think
Then it's
there's more
shenanigans
to it.
now.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Let's talk
So
about next. That was horrible, though. I
But
mean,
thanks
I'm
for
not
asking.
even a big baseball fan. I'm excited, but who do you think's going to win the World Series?
you ready
this
for
year?
this?
Go ahead.
Get ready. Other than the Jays, the Mets.
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves, because I miss Alex Anthopoulos, and they just hired Gibby on the staff. And I think he's made some moves, and they played really well last year. So I'm going with the Braves to win. I wonder what the odds are on that. I'd like to ask Google what the odds are for the
Yeah,
Braves to win
We'll
the
definitely
World
have that
Series.
posted.
For a guy that doesn't watch baseball, but wants to go with Alex Anthopoulos and Gibby.
Stay tuned. We'll have it posted. Actually, each team's payout to win the World Series. But guys, thank you for tuning in to to Major League Baseball. Moving on to golf. Here we go. Peter, I know you had lots you want to talk about. The Mexican Open.
I play a little bit of DFS, so there's some fantasy there, but I also gamble on golf sometimes. So Dustin Johnson is about 9-1 for the Mexico Open. He's won it 3 times before. Also got some guys, Matsuyama, hot, 16-1. Webb Simpson, 16-1.
Webb Simpson, this guy's just unreal. Turned pro 2008. Standing 6'2", shooting an average round of 67.59. I think he's got a great chance.
I'm
set
going to
at
be
16.
quick because a lot of people don't bet on golf. But
hey, Webb Simpson,
yeah.
unreal.
Adam Scott, well, here's the thing about Webb Simpson, though. He'll shoot like +3 in round 1 and then -6 just to make the cut. He's unbelievable that way. When he's hot, he's hot. And we haven't seen him, but Adam Scott, 16-1. He's hot right now. He won last week at the Genesis Open. Tiger didn't do so good. I would not be betting on Tiger Woods. Here's some real long shots. Shane Lowry, who won the British Open last year, 50-1. Brent
Wow,
Snedeker.
50-1.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity.
$10, $500. Brent Snedeker, 71. Howell third. That came in 14th last year in that tournament. He's 100-1. So, I mean, there is value in golf.
Who is that?
Charles Howard third. He's 100-1.
Oh, yeah, okay.
$10 wins you 1,000.
You know what? Those are good odds. I mean, you can take more than one person here. It's not that you have
Indeed,
to
you
pick
can, yeah.
a definitive winner. You don't have to pick this or that.
No.
You've got 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
You can put $10 on.
$10 on, when you're getting 100, 70, 50, 16 to 1 for like top guys. I think that Rory McIlroy might be like
You
about
had a hard time saying that there.
I know. Well, it's Irish.
That's
that's what the issue was.
That's McIlroy's propriety,
Yeah,
okay?
Irish
That's not our
names.
fault.
But
we
listen,
try our best. It's his
no.
issue.
Don't be named
Irish
McIlroy.
names.
That's all.
He's a favorite, and he's 8 to 1. You bet $10, you win $80.
Well,
I mean,
even at 8 to 1, that means that you can actually take 7 more picks that are worse, and at minimum you win $10.
If he hits, but is that
Yeah, and that's if your favorite guy hits. Imagine your favorite doesn't hit, and it's the 8th guy up who pays 80.
I've hit a few.
But if in spots were nuts, we'd have a lovely snack right now.
My only
wouldn't we ever?
Either way, let's move on to UFC.
My only recommendation in golf is don't bet on Tiger. He played really bad and something's
What about
wrong.
that guy last year with that one huge betting on Tiger?
Yeah, well, it's Mattress Mac, wasn't it? No, it's some other guy. I don't know.
Big bet
Well,
though.
Mattress Mac bet on Houston. He must have known something about sign stealing. But then he bet on San Francisco.
Oh.
So,
And that's a loss. All right, guys, let's move on to UFC. Alex, what do you have for us today?
all right, before we get into what's today, I want to just show a highlight of essentially how crazy this sport was. This past weekend, we had a main event that ended in 2 disqualifications by illegal knees. One of them giving Diego Sanchez a ridiculous win over an opponent who is bigger, faster, stronger.
And does backflips throughout his fights all the time.
All the time. In fact, he took so long to get to ring because
It
he
was
dancing,
unbelievable.
that when he got to ring, the cut man was actually going, "Hurry up, we have to get this going."
To be honest, I liked the guy until I saw that.
I
That
know.
was too much.
I wanted. He was dancing, tapping his ankles, capoeira, hua hua, and he could have finished off Diego 3 or 4 times.
familiar.
And then all of a sudden, in the 3rd round, threw an illegal knee and lost the fight. Diego, I can't continue. Well, disqualification win. Take it. Anything can happen. I think that paid something like 6.
6. Well, depending how you had it.
Yeah.
That's right. It was 5.5 to take Diego definitive win. However, if you followed the CBoom and took Diego to win definitively in round 3, it paid 31 times your money.
Yeah, so 31 times your money in round 3, but a definitive win, which is still a ridiculous chance in that fight, paid out 5.5. That was that's a crazy bet. Anything can happen. That being said, upcoming fights, there's 4 to look out for. This Saturday the 22nd, we have a huge fight. Paul Felder, Dan Hooker. These guys are hugely underrated fighters. Both of them are really good guys. They fight hard. They have big wins. Paul Felder has defeated a who's who, and he went on to Mike and pulled a Joe Rogan on the fight nights for a while. Dan Hooker, an amazing competitor, fights in all the UK and every foreign card. The guy has no quit in him. You got to stop him. His fights, even when he loses, are bloody. So that's going to be an amazing fight to watch. Felder's the favorite. I think there's reason behind it, but it's a slight favorite. Pays 1.5, I believe. It's a good odd. Might as well take a look at it. But the next big pay-per-view after that on the 7th, 3 big fights. Alex Oliveira and Max Griffin. Alex Oliveira is crazy. Great striking, great submissions.
I like strikers.
He's one.
What's his last 3 fights though?
To be honest, I don't have him off the top of my head. But he's been a constant contender in every. Like, he's a highlight guy. They bring him in when they need a highlight fight. He's going up against Max Griffin.
Mr. Tech? No,
I'm busy. Keep going.
He's going up against Max Griffin, a wrestler. I don't think the wrestling's going to help him because of the ground game, and it'll be fine. Alex Oliveira is the underdog. Take him.
I like Oliveira. I think he lost one of his last 3, but I think he's due for a good big win. I can see a big knockout on his end.
And on Max Griffin, I mean, that's a setup to win there. He's got better striking, he's a taller guy, and his ground game, he's got fantastic submission skills. The next 2 fights, a little bit of a heads up, they are China fights, and as such, the training camps have been kind of relocated for the next 2 fighters I want to highlight. The next one is Jin Liang versus Neil Magny. Neil Magny's no slouch, great work ethic, competed in high-level fights. But Jin Liang, I call him jingling, like just jingling. You gotta whisper it loudly. Jingling. Exactly.
It doesn't sound right when you do it though, Peter. That's just a little...
So it's just he sneaks up on you. The guy has been on
I
a
don't know
win
what I'm
streak.
doing.
He has won me money on his last 3 fights. Nobody notices him coming up.
What's his name?
Jingling.
His real name.
Jing Liang. He's a great fighter. Again, highly overlooked. The fact that his fight camp was moved is the only thing that worries me a little bit. Neil Magny's going to have a bit more focus.
Is he from China?
He is.
Well, not just his. Welly Zhang's fight
But I
was
mean-
also... Her training camp was also moved.
Exactly, and that's a big one because she's going up against Joanna.
Well, look at Joanna. How many has she lost of her last 5?
Oh
Like,
my-
it's just unbelievable. How she got this fight blows my mind.
To be honest, I think that she is not, like, she came in with such good skills, but once somebody figured her out, everyone figured her out.
I like Joanna. Don't get me wrong. I like her.
I know.
However, at this point, I think she has to win 3 before she fights for a title again.
I don't like her personally. I think she comes in, she mocked like all the people who died of the coronavirus and whatnot, and it was a big thing. And I feel like that's just she doesn't have the respect and she doesn't have the ethic. She likes to.
But however, she might beat Welly Zhang.
She might, yeah, but I don't.
I think she
To
will.
be honest, I want to take Wiley in this one. Again, I feel that she's underrated. The only thing again that worries me is the training camp being moved. How far? How long? How different?
Personally, I don't think it was moved, so there are differences in the camp, adjustments they have to make throughout the camp, lifestyle changes for those few months that they're there. However, it's so far in advance that it was moved from the fight. I don't think it'll play that much of a factor, but it is a difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is how big a factor, and I agree. I don't think it's going to be that big. I want to give it to Wiley, but that's going to be a very close fight. To be honest, UFC looks crazy coming up next few weeks.
It's exciting. I
We're
can't
going to
wait
have
to watch
a
it.
lot of fights that determine who's going to fight who. We just saw Jan Blachowicz is now fighting Jones. I don't really want to go into too much detail on that. I mean, I don't like talking about cheaters.
What about
Jones.
Bellator with what's her name? Cyborg.
Cyborg just had a
Unbelievable.
big win.
Yeah.
But
And
that was
Bellator.
against Julia Budd. That was okay. So
Julia
this
Budd
fight,
is tough.
she's very tough. However, Cyborg, it's next level. Like
I
that
watched
wasn't
it.
fair.
Yeah.
That wasn't a
Well,
fair fight.
it wasn't
Julia Budd
fair.
needed
It wasn't
more
fair
notice.
with Cyborg against Emmanuel Nunez.
And then
It was fair.
Nunez knocked her out. Nunez has been cleaning people's
Nunes
spots.
got lucky.
Nunez
Nunez
has
didn't get-
hands. No, she didn't get lucky.
She got lucky.
No, her
No.
hands are like cement bricks.
She got
Like,
lucky.
no,
No.
she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, you're wrong.
No. That
Anyways, enough with the UFC. We've got a lot coming up in all sports. UFC is exciting. I can't wait. A lot of big fights.
Here's another one.
Another-
The XFL. Nobody's watching, but
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Cardell
The XFL
Jones,
guys.
Cardell Jones, OSU. Apparently, there's a lot of money made. All I have to say is
Vince
the worst.
McMahon, WWE, buddy.
Listen,
He's bringing it back. He's back.
there's
in
a
it.
lot of money
$1
backing
million
it.
game.
Here's all I have to say: the worst name you can make for a football team is the St. Louis Battlehawks. They absolutely have an NFL stadium, but the St. Louis Battlehawks, no. I know you don't want to talk about the XFL. I have no odds. I don't know anything about them.
It's something to look into. We'll see what happens.
I watched a
heard
little
big
bit.
things.
I've heard some values
We
in
can make
there,
our own
but
team, guys. It's the XFL. Anything goes.
I'm married. I don't have my time. I don't have the time to watch the XFL. I've invested into the NFL, and that's it. So
It is what it is. Well, guys, thank you so much. Once again, before we sign off, shout out to our sponsor, Tata's Hot Sauce Emporium. Brings that flavor to your table. I know I always love throwing that on my sandwich.
got it.
It's amazing.
I love that rub so much.
There
the
we
rub
go.
right there. Yeah.
Right
yeah.
beside it. Once again, guys, we're going to be posting live pics. We're going to try and do it as often as we can, so stay tuned on our Twitter. And stay tuned.
And it is what it is.
I'm big enough to forget I'm here. I need some food for my thoughts and I need some wealth. I need to find my way back. I need myself.